reading from left to right. Those first three signs represent the group Kemet. And it comes from the word Kem, which means black. So Kemet means literally that which is black. And generally speaking, this word classically refers to Egypt as being the black land. And then the three signs you have, the seated man, the seated woman, and those three strokes that look like the number one. Those three strokes together is sort of the designation for plural. So the man and the women and the three strokes would be like meaning generically people. So if you read this, this would look like a writing for the black people,
okay,
or those who are black, referring to a group of people. And if you wanted to write a word that meant those who are black, referring to people, this is how you would write it. The question I have is whether this is actually something that it would appear on an ancient Egyptian text, or whether this is something somebody has composed in using Egyptian hieroglyphs that is not actually from an ancient Egyptian text.
Hotel and Ishak, and I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Peter J. Brand, Professor of Egyptology, said in 2024, the same as Cheikh Anta Diop in 1974. Let me check the sound quality. Give me one more. Sounds okay on my end. Let me just share the fair use disclaimer. I will not be long. It's going to be a brief live stream. Hold on. Can I get this out of the way? I wish I could. Hold on. I'm using two computers, so don't want to go into details, but I'm gonna be ready to start in a few seconds. So here is fair use disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer on the section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allowances made for comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Okay, I'm going to share another screen. So I'm going to remove this. Okay. So on the screen, you do have the screen capture from what I played, the video that I played. It was played on Garfield Reed's channel this current month, this current year, May 2024. For those who are not familiar with the hieroglyphic, in green you do have the Gardner references. So we have the I6 glyph, which stands for Kem. We have the owl, G17, which is the phonetic complement, it's the M sound. We have the loaf of bread, X1, which is the T or T sound. Then we have the seated man, A1, the seated woman, B1, and the three strokes reference Z2 or Z2 if you are in the United Kingdom. At the bottom, you do have the quote. And once again, he said, I'm talking about Dr. Peter J. Brown, It comes from the word Kem, which means black. So Kemet means literally that which is black. So if you read this, this would look like a writing for the black people, or those who are black, referring to a group of people. And if you wanted to write a word that meant those who are black, referring to people, this is how you will write it. Now, you heard that it was wondering if it comes from an Egyptian text. Well, we're going to deal with that. Oh, hold on. There it is. Now, for the record, indeed, in the book General History of Africa, Volume 2, page 41, Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop, in his chapter entitled Origin of the Ancient Egyptians, he showed the glyphs that we have seen. I6 glyph, loaf of bread, seated man, seated woman, A1, A2, and the 3 strokes. And he said that it means literally the Negroes. Now, mind you, he first argued that in 1974, in 1974 in the symposium or Cairo conference. Okay, so back then terms like that were used. As a matter of fact, his most famous book, which is in French, Nationale et Culture, the word nègre is basically the French for Negro. So he even had that in his book title. But that being said, he wrote, in the Egyptian language, a word of assembly is formed from an adjective for a noun by putting in the feminine singular kemet from the adjective kem equals black. It therefore means strictly Negroes, or at the very least black men. The term is a collective noun which thus describes the whole people of Pharaonic Egypt as a black people. In other words, on a purely grammatical plane, if one wishes to indicate Negroes in the Pharaonic tongue, one cannot use any other word than the very one which the Egyptians used for themselves. Furthermore, the language offers us another term, Kemetiu equals the Negroes, the black men literally. So, on the University of Memphis, you do have a page, you have the link right there, for Dr. Peter J. Brand. He is a professor indeed. Right here we have an excerpt from the Water book. Now, this is page 127 and 128. Here 127 and here 128, and we do have those glyphs. Then we have Faulkner's concise dictionary of Middle Egyptian. Now this time it is page 286, and we do have those glyphs indeed. Okay, Kemet, collective, Egyptians, and we have the reference P.K.A.H, P.K.A.H, and then 335. This is the reference. It is the Petri Papyri, hieratic papyri from Kahun and Gurab, principally of the Middle Kingdom, by Francis Llewellyn Griffith. There is no page number, but it is plate 3 and 5. We have the 5 here, and it tells us that it is plate 3. Here. This is the hymn to Sesostris. Now, here you see it tells us plate 3, and then right here we have number 5. And we have the glyphs. This is, of course, the hieroglyphic transcript of the hieratic. What we have seen previously was a hieratic. Now, there is an alternative. It's not the exact same glyphs. Actually, it's one glyph that is different. In the book, The Rise of the Hyksos by Anna Latifa Murad, on page 268, we can see right here similar glyphs. The only difference is that the seated man here is not A1, it's actually A2. He has his arm towards his mouth. Now, as for the transliteration, we have it here, Kemetiu R, and here we are told Egyptian speakers. And the author tells us on page 269, for this translation, see Allen, BASOR 352, page 34 and 35. Now, this is the reference that we were given. It is called the Historical Inscription of Numhotep at Dashur, Preliminary Report. Now, we can see the glyphs right here and also right here. This is plate 2, reconstruction of niche 2. We do have the transliteration right here, and we have the translation right here. So here we are told the term committee, normally Egyptians, is determined in both cases with a speaking man, that's a reference A2, once again, not A1, in place of the normal seated man, apparently therefore indicating speakers of the Egyptian language rather than residents of Egypt. There may have been Egyptian expatriates in the service of Byblos. The Marcus seems to have dispatched them to Ulaza in one of his ships, perhaps ahead of the Egyptian expedition, with a message for the ruler of Ulaza. Recording the text following, the Egyptian speakers may have been used as neutral messengers or perhaps as interpreters if Byblos and Ulaza spoke different languages. Right here, we have a new concordance of the pyramid text. This is volume 6, PT 673-2806 by James P. Allen, and this is made available thanks to Brown University 2013, and it's available on the website of the University of Chicago. Now you do have the link at the bottom. It'll be a bit long for you to type it. If you just type in the title right here, you will find it very easily. Now, there is no page number, but on the PDF, it is number 5. So here we are told on PT, or Pyramid Text 674. Now, you can look up for the references, but I don't want this to be complicated. Okay. Now, this stands for neat. Now, right here, we do have the I6 glyph, and then we have what some people call the TU bird. Same here, I6 glyph, and what looks like the TU bird as well. But for the pyramid text of Neat, after the I6 glyph, it is not the TU bird, it is the Cheikh, transliterated with a W, which gives us the U sound. Okay? So, right here, on a new concordance of the pyramid text, but this time volume 1, introduction, occurrences, and transcription, still by James P. Allen. And you also have the link, but once again, if you type it in a search engine, you'll find it very easily. It's on the website of the University of Chicago. So on page 47 of the PDF, even though there's no page number written, at line 11, we do have the translation of the text that we have seen. And here we can see Kemetiu. So Pyramid Text 674, P, N, and NT, which stands for neat once again. The only difference is that here we don't have the TU bird, okay? Now, is matching with this publication right here. The title is in French, Les Pyramides des Reines Neat et Apuit. The author is Gustave Gévier. So basically it means the pyramids of the queens Neat and Apuit. Now, right here, you do have it, you see at the bottom, you do have the I6 glyph, the Chem glyph, and the Cheikh, okay? It is actually on line 604, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, well, I even forgot that I had the red circle. So you have the red circle at the bottom left corner of the screen. And right here, you can see it, bottom of line 604, okay? So there it is. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. If I am allowed to by the Netero, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue. I said facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I do on Netero? Hotep. Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Nature classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Nature class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.